Hi, I'm Jeremiah Slaczka, CEO and creative director of D.I.C.E.
And I'm Joseph M. Tringali, general manager and COO.
And I don't have a middle initial.
D.I.C.E got founded, it was sort of like an extension of a previous company that we had started. We had started a company back in 99, 2000, and that company failed miserably. So we kept in touch, and we were good friends. And so in 2003, we decided to start another game company. And this time, we were going to focus pretty small. The first time we went, sort of shot to the moon.
Yeah, we did. We were in the first company. It was MMORPG on Xbox, and it was like ridiculous, especially for two kids that had no idea what they're talking about in video games and no programming experience whatsoever. And then, so I was actually pretty good at soccer, and so I was looking to kind of go into soccer professionally, and I got injured, and Joe was in Hong Kong at the time, and Joe was working at a publisher. He worked for a publisher, a game publisher, and they weren't doing so well. So then he was like, hey, mobile games are big. What if we learned our lesson of doing a huge game? So let's instead do something really, really small. So let's do mobile, but still kind of be innovative and be different, and then we'll build up, And so we did mobile for a couple of years, and then we built up to DS, and we've been pretty successful in DS. And now we're doing XBLA.
I think first and foremost, finding the right partner. We're definitely, we recognize that with original IP, like you need to find the right partner, to bring the game to market. And there's right and wrong partners depending on what market you're going towards, depending on sort of what type of genre you want to do, and so that's really key.
Yeah, we use this kind of key term at D.I.C.E. It's called marketable innovation.
Yeah.
And so you need to be innovative, but you can't be so innovative that nobody's going to buy your game or care, because we are a business. We care very deeply about our products, and we're really happy that we get to work on our own stuff and make our own stuff and make unique stuff, and that's really awesome. But we still have to be cognizant of having to make some money, because we're a business and we have like 65 people and we're continuing to grow. So it's super, super important.
And money, money to us, not a dirty word. It's like because the motives behind the money, it's like we don't want money for the sake of money. It's like we want money so we can continue to do what we want to do.
Business, yeah.
It's like you don't get to work on your own stuff unless you're funding it. Maybe not completely, but at least somewhat. So
it all goes back into the company just to grow our company and make more cool ideas.
Yeah. When we first started D.I.C.E, we wanted to do original games. We're definitely into it, and because we were so new, like work for hire and licensing, we had never gone through it. We didn't work at a developer that had kind of gone through that, so it was sort of exciting in theory. And then once we actually experienced it, it was like, this is the wrong place for us. We don't belong here. We belong making our own games. So a couple years in, and a lot of trials later, we did have sort of that commitment. It was like a recommitment to original IP, where we said, look, this is it. Like our company will live or die by our original IP, where we will never compromise, we will never work on a license, we will never do, work on somebody else's stuff. It's about our games.
And we've been very happy ever since. Yeah. It's great.
We've done really well. So.
I always say the worst day I've ever had at D.I.C.E is better than the best day I've had at any other job. I love coming to work, and all of our employees love coming to work. I mean, they're super passionate and super proud that they're working on something original and different, and they know that. They know that everything that they're working on is trying to blaze new ground and be original.
Our thing is we're very vision driven, so we know what we want to make, and then we execute on it, and however long it takes. But there's never any time where we're just kind of experiment, it's like we don't really know what we're going to make. We're just going to kind of play around. And people come to D.I.C.E to work because they like the fact that we shipped like 6 games in 4 years.
Yeah.
And
it's just a big thing.
I mean, we get a lot of people that come to us and they're like, yeah, I've been in the industry for like 8 years and I've never shipped a game. Yeah. And it's like, wow, that sucks. It's like you have no product out there that you can say, hey, I finished this. And,
So when we first made the decision to do hybrid, everybody was pretty much on board. It's interesting because Scribblenauts and kind of the other games were so different that we had really no benchmark to go off of when we're looking at other games. Like, well, how did they solve this problem? How did they solve that problem? So for hybrid, at least, it's a shooter at its core with a bunch of innovative features kind of pushed around it. And we could look at other shooters and say, okay, well, this is kind of how they handled this thing, or this is how they handled camera movement, or this is how they, and so we could look at that. And so it's actually kind of been easier to make a fully 3D 2-year XBLA gritty hardcore game than it was to make Scribblenauts. And Scribblenauts is like a small DS game, but that was insanely hard to make because we had no idea what we were doing. Yeah. The vision that we've always had for D.I.C.E and everything we've kind of aligned ourselves to and what we want to do has happened. So when we continually focus on what we're passionate about and what we're interested in, like it just keeps on working. And whenever we like go into spaces or weird stuff we don't like it just falls away and just crumbles into awful.
And I would say there's not one thing, like one particular type of game that we're aiming towards. I think that we've been on 2 titles at a time for a couple of years now, and we're definitely still interested in smaller games, medium games, and as well as bigger games. It's like you could look at our studio and kind of see what we've done and see that expertise, and we'll be doing different stuff.
I want to make mummies like the next thing.
Mummies?
Yeah, because we went to zombies and then vampires and
werewolves.
Mummies. Yeah, werewolves. Now mummies.
We need to remake Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
That'd be.
I love
not
that.
bad.
It's like my favorite game.
We won't remake games though. Only original.
Well, they can remake it. We could play it.
Okay. That's great.